What's up guys, it's Light Spiral here, and today I'm bringing you a video showcasing Shailoq the water serpent in Dragon's B10. So these are the stats I have on my Shailoq. Feel free to pause the video anytime. And the runes, I'm on a Swift Broken set with HP, crit damage, and accuracy. Depending on what kind of team you want to use Shailoq in, this is not the ideal build. If you're doing your first Dragons B10 team, speed, HP is probably the best way to do it. Just make sure you get 55 accuracy. Any debuff unit in Dragons B10, if you get 55 accuracy, that's the accuracy cap, so anything above 55 is wasted. But so if you need accuracy slot 5 or slot 6 to get 55 accuracy, then run accuracy slot 6. I needed it to get above 55, but I got way over it because I have 92. I only need 55. But I was trying to use Shailoq in a more speed Dragons team. I'm going to showcase you Shailoq in a slower team because the speed team that I wanted to use Shailoq in actually isn't really very successful yet. Like, it does win, but it's only like 70% rate or so it's not really great. But this is the safer team I'm using him in. Another variation of the team I've tried, which is also safe, but not quite as safe, because this team has never failed so far, and I've probably done over 100 runs by now, and it's never failed. But another variation that's a little faster is this one. This is probably like 90%, 85% success. But I'll show you the Vero one. And so this team, other than Verd, is all farmable, because even Shailoq's farmable. And if you don't have Verd, I can show you a non-Verd team in a second here, I guess. But this is where I use Shailoq. And then now I'll explain like why I use Shailoq and why I rune him as he is, and why the different kinds of rune builds. So first of all, what Shailoq will bring for you is a first skill has the 75% chance to remove beneficial effects, which is pretty good because the immunity on the dragon is, you're going to want to remove that quick. And then the second skill attacks an enemy 3 times, each with a 30% chance to decrease the attack age by 30%, as well as it does damage based on his max HP. So if you rune how I rune him with crit damage on slot 4 and high HP, he actually does decent damage. It's nothing insane, but it's decent. And then his third skill is an AoE that decreases the attack bars of all enemies by 30% and has a 100% chance to activate. And it also does damage based on their max HP, which is again why I put crit damage on him. And so if you are trying to make Shailoq for your first ever Dragons B10 team, I do think he's a good option, but not with crit damage. I just rune him tanky with good speed and HP and accuracy, because you don't need the damage from him. I had him built with damage because I was originally going to try and use Shailoq in a team that had no healers in it, and it was going to be Verd, Hua, Spectra, Shailoq, Galleon, but that team is probably like 70% or lower success rate with my current runes. So on rune removal day, I'm going to try and put better runes on these guys and see if I can make a better success rate. I'll keep you guys updated on that, but that's what happened for damage. And then with this team right here, like I said, my recommended rune build would be Violent, and then Energy or Focus or Revenge or something. Violent, whatever you would need, with speed, HP, and 55 accuracy. So that's that. I know my Shailoq awakens into speed, so Shailoq has base speed really high. It's like 116 or something, I think. I don't know, I'll check after this match ends. But I think Shailoq is an excellent Dragons monster. What it'll provide for you is basically just CC and the buff strip. So when your Bella doesn't strip the immunity off the boss, you have a second chance to do it with Shailoq, which is super nice. And then, yeah, that's basically what Shailoq will bring to you in Dragons. As well as he's water, So if you are running the damage Shailoq, he will have a 15% chance extra to crit, as well as the boss is going to glance on him, so he doesn't need as high rune requirements to survive. So let me just check what the base speed is. Yeah, base speed of 115 on Shailoq, which is pretty good. But so that's kind of like what there is to say about Shailoq. His damage, even ruined with these stats, he's on about 20,000 HP. A little more actually, it's closer to 22,000 HP. And he has 150 crit damage. Even with those stats, I will say right now his damage is not spectacular. On the boss stage, his third skill hits for about 4k on the boss, and his second skill hits for about 6k on the boss with these stats. So it's nothing really impressive, but it is damage that does good on the first 3 stages. So it does help you clear those stages faster. Although the boss stage, it does not really help you clear it much faster. I'll say that. But so that's what I have to say about Shailoq. If you're on the fence of using him or not, I definitely recommend building him, because not only is he going to be really good for you and your Dragons team, he's situationally good in TOA, just because he does the attack age decrease. There is better TOA units, I would say, honestly, but for Dragons, I do think Shailoq is pretty good and very underused, because you never really see people using Shailoqs. And then, especially when you pair it with his attack speed slow, like a Spectra, it just works really well to make it so the left and right tower don't move very often, as well as the boss doesn't move as often, so it helps make your team a lot more reliable and safe. But so I'll show you the rune or the stats on my other monsters on the team, and then I'll probably end the video there. So here's my Spectra stats, and then he's on Blade Focus, and then I had Verd. Here's Verd's stats, and he is on Blade Guard. And then I've got my Bella on these stats, who's on a Violent set. And then last I had my Vero, who's on these stats, and a Violent set. So that's really all I have to say for this video. Be sure to tell me in the comments if there's any other videos you want to see, as well as be sure to, or I won't say be sure, but if you want to, I recommend trying out Shailoq and Dragon's B10. He will work at 5-star, but you need more HP if he's at 5-star. You saw him there with 20,000 HP, which is decently hard to achieve for a 5-star, but with 20,000 HP, he didn't come close to dying. So I'm not going to guarantee this, but I'm going to say he can likely work with around like 15 to 18,000 HP. I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure. But so that could be definitely achievable at 5-star, considering my Shailoq has crit damage on slot 4. So if you run HP slot 4, you can probably be able to get your Shailoq tanky enough at 5-star. As well as the serpents are farmable, so the water one and the fire one have secret dungeons, and the wind one drops in the Timor Desert, so you can easily get your skill ups for Shailoq. But try him out in Dragon's B10 or in TOA if you want, but he's better in Dragons if you ask me. And tell me how you like him. But that's all I have for today though, guys. So may the best year today's be the worst year tomorrow's.